And as time continues to tick down toward that first poll closing, let's talk about a big state that doesn't have a marquee Senate race, but does have some important and consequential statewide races to talk about here, and that is the state of Michigan. Michigan won by Donald Trump in 2016, flipped by Joe Biden in 2020, and now in 2022. Here's the big race in the state in terms of elected office. It's the race for governor. Gretchen Whitmer, the Democratic incumbent, being challenged by Republican Tudor Dixon. And the polling, some of the polling we've been getting out of Michigan has been closer than many expected. I think when Dixon won this primary, there was an expectation perhaps that Whitmer was in a strong position for the fall. Whitmer is leading in the polling, but this is the real clear average here. And you could see Dixon in this average is within striking distance. So you've got a close election there for governor in Michigan. And the other major race you've got in Michigan is there is a constitutional amendment on the ballot that would say that abortion is a right under the state constitution. Remember, we saw this in Kansas. Obviously, we saw a differently worded referendum that attracted massive interest over the summer. Well, from Kansas now to Michigan, that issue taking center stage in Michigan in that ballot referendum and in this governor's race. And on the ground in Detroit is MSNBC's Ali Velshi. He has been out there covering this race, covering this referendum. Ali, thank you for joining us, first of all. And why don't you tell us first, what are you hearing when it comes to abortion on the ground there in Michigan?
Well, it's probably the issue that's most driving voter registration and turnout, particularly among women in Michigan. I have heard it on both sides, though. I've heard women who are fighting for this Proposal 3 that you just talked about to enshrine constitutional rights into the Constitution, saying that women are signing up at great rates, are going to show up at rates that are much higher than would typically be seen in both a midterm election and a midterm election in which there isn't a big Senate race. I also heard from someone today who said it's activating conservatives who want to go out there and vote on the other side. Bottom line is, unlike Kansas, Kansas was a question to take away existing protections in the Kansas Constitution. This is to fix the fact that Michigan's abortion law is now a 1931 law that pretty much bans abortion across the board. It's been deemed unconstitutional at the moment, so it's in abeyance. But the bottom line is this is a measure to try and make abortion constitutional in Michigan. Here's a woman I spoke to today, one of a panel of 6 people I spoke to, who says she's working hard to register and motivate women to vote on this particular issue.
I think the biggest issue in Michigan is abortion. I'm hearing that from, like I said, other parents, from the women that I work with through my profession, and families in general. Just people want to know that they have reproductive rights and that they have access to health care when they need it. It's not just abortion, it's lots of other services that are related.
When I'm dealing with a lot of different community groups and folks, that's what's most important right now. Can I get a job? Can I pay for my home? Can I pay my rent? I think, and I'm not picking on anybody on this abortion issue. That is a luxury for some people to be their number one concern. For suburban moms and for folks outside of inner cities, that might be the biggest issue, but in the inner cities, it's about jobs.
Second gentleman was a Republican, and he was saying that, like the other Republican on my panel, they were saying that the economy is the most important issue. But for most of the Democrats on the panel, abortion was issue number 1 here in Michigan.